Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is Mike Smith, and you are who?
I am Aaron Glandon. I'm not Dan Ramey.
You're not Dan Ramey. Either that or Dan found a formula for hair growth.
Yeah.
It's been a wild weather morning.
It has. It woke me up in the middle of the night because I was really warm last night, so I cracked a window in my room. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle of the night, I could hear it raining.
Yeah. Now,
it woke me up.
For the most part, I think we in the Scioto Valley were very fortunate. But over in western Ohio, London, which is in Madison County, Clark County, there is National Weather Service will have to go out and inspect those sites, but they're almost certain that there were tornadoes in that area. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured in any of those, but they're like 104 north, around 762, I believe that's in Pickaway County. That's been closed all morning in both lanes because of downed power lines and trees. Most area schools, not all, but many of them were on a 2-hour delay this morning. Paint Valley didn't even have electricity.
Yeah.
That tornado watch was in effect until 10 a.m. And in light of what had happened in western Ohio, I think a lot of educators rightly, I saw a lot of criticism of them on social media, but I think they made the right call because since that watch was still in effect until 10, you don't want kids on school buses traveling to school or in their cars if that kind of weather is still coming.
Right.
Now, the irony of it, they lifted the watch after a lot of those delays went out. So it's a no-win situation for the educators, but I think they made the right call in light of all of that. So I know a number of sheriff's departments in the area are saying there's still high water in some areas on the roads. So with all of that coming together with the school delays this morning, just be extra careful when you're out and about during these morning and early afternoon hours because there's a lot of debris on some area roads. So the weather, while we may have been at 60-some degrees just after midnight this morning, that is going to change. By late afternoon and evening, we're talking about temperatures dropping into the 20s, mid-20s later tonight in the overnight hours, but then a little bit warmer than that during the day tomorrow, 44, and cloudy and 50 on Friday. So as we've talked before, Ohio is famous for its drastic weather changes in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
A lot to tell you about in news topics. You had a project that took you to
Lancaster
yesterday.
Yeah.
And you've already turned that around for a piece that we'll share on the news, and we'll talk about when the whole piece is out on YouTube coming up here in the next day or so. So all that's coming up here on Litter Media Live.
But first, we'll tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you are in need of a cleanup job, perhaps you need a big orange dumpster, and you want to give Carl a call, 740-253-8389. If you live in any of these counties on the ghost map that you can see here on our Facebook page, you can call Scioto Valley Dumpsters, and they can help you out. 740-253-8389.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
If you want to find beneficial news you can actually use, you can go to littermedia.com and see more information on many of the stories we're about to share with you. And you'll see a story in the next couple of days about what's going on in Lancaster. I was in Lancaster yesterday, spoke to their mayor about what kind of direction he wants to move Lancaster towards in the future.
So Lancaster is in desperate need of housing, like many communities, affordable housing, workforce housing. So we're focused currently on trying to attract developments to Lancaster. We've been successful recently in having developers come and actually look at Lancaster and make a decision that they wanted to invest here. So we have some development going on in that area. And we also have, we've invested in infrastructure for the future. If you come to Lancaster and you come down our main thoroughfare, Memorial Drive, you'll see a $100+ million water plant being built. And that is about planning for the future. And then I mentioned our parks. Our parks recently passed a permanent levy to allow them to fund the park system. And Lancaster's park system is probably unique among cities our size. And then we have 28 park properties. We have an outdoor recreational facility, Alley Park, which actually is a regional draw. Students come there and do outdoor education and that type of thing. There's a nature center there, and there's trails. There's a couple lakes there. We have another nature preserve, Keller Kern Park, and you can actually rappel off the face of some rocks and enjoy yourself there. And then Lancaster has obviously Rising Park with Mount Pleasant, which is a long-time tourist attraction in Central Ohio.
You'll see that full interview on our YouTube channel tomorrow and a website story following that.
All right. Lancaster's always been a fun place for us to go over there. We used to do many types of tournament ball games and so forth, so a lot of fond memories going over to Lancaster and into Fairfield County.
I had a really good burger for lunch while I was there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I had a feeling you'd have to stop somewhere and get something to eat.
Yeah.
Dan Ramey, who's on assignment today, yesterday was on assignment down in Ironton, where he interviewed Sarah Rudutti, the community outreach partner and 18+ success coordinator with the GRIT project. GRIT is an acronym for Growing Rural Independence Together. GRIT embraces the goal of ending poverty through workforce development. Beginning with a career assessment, GRIT helps identify an individual's strengths, then corrects them with training, education, and jobs with partners who can fill the gaps and break down barriers, building healthier local economies and communities. That is up and running now, I believe, on our Litter Media YouTube site. Dan's interview with Sarah that he got yesterday down in Ironton. The first of nearly 24 extremely large truckloads known as superloads will journey from the Ohio River to Central Ohio beginning March 6th. Now, we've talked about this on the show twice already. However, this story on littermedia.com has all the details that we've been waiting for. March 6th, the date. It also has all of the routes that this is going through. And in the Scioto Valley, once it gets on the US 23, it'll be coming up through Scioto, Pike, Ross County, probably part of Pickaway County before it branches over. I don't know what 900,000 pounds per load will do to a highway of asphalt.
Yeah, probably a lot of potholes in the next couple of months.
But as you can see, look at the trailer underneath it.
Yeah.
And this thing's like 200 feet long. I can't remember, 20-some feet high, but 900,000 pounds, and there are 35 of these things that are coming up through here. Now, some of them, I think most of them are actually going to New Albany for the new Intel plant where they're going to be building the computer chips, but some of them are also going to Hebron, Ohio.
Yeah.
So, but just start looking for those on March the 6th when they come through here. Get your cameras out because this might be something you won't see for. And the good thing is they're not carrying any kind of hazardous material or anything like that. So don't worry about that. It's just that you don't want to get behind them because they're moving like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah. New Hope Christian Academy and Early Learning Center is hiring for the position of head of school. Qualifications are to have a minimum of master's degree in educational leadership or a related field, school administration experience preferred, teaching experience preferred, possesses a strong Christian testimony. Now, you can't apply for this because you don't have a master's degree in educational leadership. You were going to
say I don't have a Christian testimony. Our friend Jamie King, who's been the head of schools there for a number of years, Jamie's had some health issues that he shared with us about, and he's said, I've just had to step aside. Yeah. So the Lord's leading in another direction, but New Hope needs a new leader for their school. Fayette County Public Health and Fayette County Travel and Tourism Bureau have partnered to provide free eclipse glasses to local citizens prior to the total solar eclipse on April the 8th. You'll now be able to find these glasses at the locations around the county, including Fayette County Department of Health, Jeffersonville Village Office, Bloomingburg Municipal Building, and at destination outlets. There are a limit of 2 pairs per household while supplies last, and they are there's a certain rating for the sunglasses. Now, regardless of what you're doing, when this happens, you just can't look straight on in the sun, right, even with these glasses on.
Right.
But as you look off to the side, you need at least that strength of protective eyewear because that would cause issues with your eyesight.
Absolutely, it would. Join Adena Health System on March 23rd as they raise awareness for colon cancer. Register now for their 2-mile run/walk at the Adena Cancer Center. Proceeds will support the Adena Health Foundation's Cancer Fund. Don't miss out on a fun-filled event with music, food, and prizes. Get your t-shirt and sign up at adena.org/colon event before March 1st. That's this Friday, so you got to get on that.
Get on the stick. My dad always said that. The Pickaway County Chamber of Commerce annual dinner will be held Thursday, April the 18th at Flora and Field, which is on Deer Road in Mount Sterling. Social time starts at 6 p.m., the dinner's at 6:30, and program at 7, catering by Elegant Eats with a cash bar available. Now, the Ross County Chamber, their event is in May. When we get a little bit closer to the date, we'll give you all the same kind of information for the Ross Chamber, Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. First Church of God CWC presents a mystery dinner theater at Pickaway County Shrine Club in Circleville for April the 20th at 5 p.m. Tickets are $20 and can be purchased in advance through April 10th by calling 740-497-4507.
A record-breaking 702 applications have been submitted for the 2024-25 school year at Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center. They have more than 50 high school programs offered at the main campus, magnet, and satellite locations. Last year, Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center students earned $2.1 million in payroll on work-based learning. That's 226 students on full-time job placement at area employers. Between job placement and work-based learning, students work more than 121,000 hours. 97% of their students are on track this year to graduate, and that is probably well ahead of some of the other schools. I remember years ago when I was doing news on the radio station, we would get a report each year from the juvenile court division, and a lot of it had to do with truancy, school absence, school attendance, graduation, all that. 97% today is pretty doggone good.
Yeah. The Catherine and Holden Corzine Memorial Dog Park will be closed beginning today for upkeep and maintenance. The area will reopen Monday, March 4th for the city of Chillicothe.
And one little note there at the bottom you want to include.
Please note the smaller section of the park will remain open for all dogs.
Yeah, so it's just this one section that they're doing some maintenance work.
So you can keep them on the leash in the small area, but the off-leash area is closed.
Kind of like what my wife does to me. Keeps me on a leash in a small area.
Yeah.
When I get out in the shopping center, man, I just take off. Have you ever done that? Just you're with your parents and you leave them because you want to go look at something else? You never do that?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Years ago, when I was a young boy.
Well, so years ago.
Yeah. There was a store, a department store in Chillicothe called Brits. And I would go with Mom, and I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been, gee whiz, 4 or 5. Now, today, you would never do this. unfortunately,
Right.
the way things are in our society. But Mom would let me go off to the toy section of Brits, and I would just sit there and look at the toys while she was shopping for whatever she got. And she always knew when she was done, she could find me in the toy section. But yeah, today you wouldn't dare leave your 4-year-old to do that. So.
No.
I'm 64, and my wife says, "Will you go somewhere else in the store?" And I do that. My wife will look at something on a shelf in a store, and she'll just, it's like, are you thinking the price is going to drop while you're watching it or something?
Hey, maybe. You don't know.
But I will say this about my wife over the years. She's been very good at being frugal, saving money where she can. So I joke about that. It gets a little annoying standing there waiting sometimes, but I do appreciate her effort. I just need to shut up and deal with it. That's your top. I'm sure other husbands out there, you've seen these things on social media where the husband is like the skeleton sitting in the truck waiting on his wife to get done shopping or whatever. That's me.
She doesn't watch the show, does she?
No, fortunately. She's at work right now. But the way it was on the radio years ago, if I ever said anything about her, blabbermouths listening in would go tell her.
Okay. So this will get around to her.
This will get around to her, yeah. She'll give me the stink eye tonight when I'm there. So there you have it. Sports coming up.
First, we'll tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you are in need of any of these services, these are the guys that you want to get a hold of. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, it'll take you to their website, or you can just go there on your own, AccurateHVAC.com. Give these guys a call.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
And McDonald's with 4 locations in Chillicothe, also a location in Circleville, Waverly, and Greenfield. And McDonald's.
Well, it's Wednesday.
And McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, because today's
open interview day. Yeah. It's Meet the Manager Day.
2 to 5 p.m. each Wednesday. Sports. High school scores from last night. All of these games that we're going to be talking about are in the Central District. Division I, Chillicothe saw their season come to a close, losing to a very good Newark ball club, 55-22. Delaware Hayes over Logan. Upper Arlington beat Lancaster, 65-51. Marion Harding beat Olentangy, 64-45. And the reason we posted that is because Marion Harding will now host the Tays Valley Vikings this Friday. And I believe that's a 7 o'clock game. Again, it's at Marion Harding, and the current plan is for Litter Media Radio to broadcast that game, which means airtime Friday will be around 6:50. Division II, boys, Bloom Carroll beat Whitehall. Bexley ended Hamilton Townships. I'd like to see that Bexley club. I didn't see Hamilton Township, but Dan and Tom had that game, and they were pretty good that night. Division III, Amanda Clear Creek's season ended. Liberty Union lost in overtime to Kip. And in girls basketball, Lancaster Fisher Catholic, they beat Danville, and now they advance to the D4 finals against Newark Catholic.
Litter Media Radio tonight, you guys got a doubleheader at Southeastern High School for girls D2. You're watching Fairland Unioto. That's a 6:05 airtime on Litter Media Radio, and then immediately following that will be Circleville and Sheridan. And that'll be around an 8:05 airtime. If you're looking for a way to listen to Litter Media Radio, you can scan that QR code right there or go to littermedia.com.
Now, Unioto is 21-3. Fairland is 23-1. This is a rematch of last year's regional semifinal game, which Fairland won. Circleville and Sheridan are both 24-0. Sheridan is the team that Unioto beat in the district final last year. Circleville, of course, they've had a tremendous season, and what they've done in spite of losing their leading scorer after that automobile accident almost a month or so ago now. But, yeah, we'll have both of those games tonight with both winners heading on to the regionals next Tuesday, I believe, in Zanesville. And this was a wild finish last night. I wish we could show you the video, but we don't. Cleveland Cavaliers are down by 2 after Dallas converts. 2 seconds left, and this fella, Max Strus, lets one fly from 59 feet away. That's beyond the half-court line, and it went through perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing but net. Cleveland wins it 121-119, and the fans went wild. And that's the way sports. I haven't been talking much about spring training baseball because, I mean, they even let them play to a tie. The Reds and the Cubs played, I think, yesterday or the day before, to a 6-6 tie. So if you're doing that, who cares, right? It's just get in shape, get ready to go, and come opening day, that's when we'll get serious about baseball.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll be talking about this date in history, and we're taking it back even before I was born, 1953. All that next on Litter Media Live. One of our great sponsors is Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Mike and Aaron back with you on Litter Media Live. We're finishing off, as usual, with our This Date in History. And today we're taking you back to 1953. Cambridge University scientists James Watson and Francis Crick, and I'm not saying like Crick, it's spelled C-R-I-C-K, announced that they've determined the double helix structure of DNA, the molecule containing human genes. And I'm not talking Levi's. The molecular biologists were aided significantly by the work of another DNA researcher, Rosalind Franklin, although she is not included in the announcement, nor did she share the subsequent Nobel Prize award for it. How's that?
Because she's a woman.
Oh,
and it was the 50s.
Bad. That's true. That stinks. Yeah, she should be. Well, we gave her credit. DNA. This is... we're just novices. We don't know all the.
Oh, speak for yourself.
What can you tell me about DNA?
Nothing.
Okay.
Do you know what it stands for?
I do not.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but I know it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you can look at this stuff and say there's no God. This is intelligent design. This isn't just something that you threw against the wall like spaghetti and let's see what happens.
Right.
There was a plan.
Do you throw spaghetti at the wall?
Oh, haven't you ever done that?
No,
it's kind of like a hard thing I do. Okay. I say, honey, this spaghetti is terrible. Do you like regular cooked spaghetti or do you like it baked? You like baked spaghetti best. Have you ever had baked spaghetti?
Usually boil water and then put the noodles in.
But you've never.
I don't know if I have.
Oh my gosh. What's your mother? What did she fail you in so many areas? Baked spaghetti. I bet you've had it and you just don't.
Maybe.
You're just one of those kids, you eat it and you don't even ask
That
questions.
just sounds like
What is this?
mac and cheese. Like, because you bake that.
Yeah. Some young lady needs to show you how to appreciate
baked spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti.
I'll let her know.
I'll talk to your girlfriend and see if she knows anything about baked spaghetti. If she doesn't, she's not the one. I'm telling you right now.
All right.
Baked spaghetti. Tomorrow is Thursday. We've got actually 3 things to do tomorrow. 10 o'clock, we'll have Darren Baker of the Ross County Historical Center in to talk about Statehood Day, which is this Saturday. And then we have our daily program at 11. And then we have our weekly game of the week, although in basketball it's not game, it's plural, pregame show or preview show. Probably tomorrow we'll be talking a lot about what happens with our local teams tonight. And then we'll be taking a peek at what happens throughout the Central and Southeast District over the weekend with the remaining teams. Because after Friday, we're not currently scheduled for anything until Logan Elm plays Warren the following Monday night. So,
right.
And then that's all tomorrow. So 3 things to do here on Litter Media Facebook Live and Litter Media Radio that you are listening to live right now for Thursday morning, which is the last day of February because it's leap year. There's 29 days in February. Anything to close with?
Listen to the games tonight on Litter Media Radio.
Okay.
And if you don't, you're a square.
You're square. And look up baked spaghetti if you've never had it.
Exactly.
It's really fantastic. Well, until tonight's ball games, again, 6:05 airtime with yours truly and Tom Beard on Litter Media Radio. For Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith saying so long. And for those of you on Litter Media Radio, we rejoin you to our regularly scheduled programming.